Hey guys, welcome back to another Shop My Stash. This is going to be my everyday makeup drawer for October. What you're looking at now is what was in there for this past month for September. So here is a quick overview over what we have in here. As always, this is kind of my everyday stuff, cheek stuff, base, eyeshadows, eye products, the lip products I use this month, as well as what I'm testing. My project pan items are missing from here because I just filmed that update the other day as well, and I haven't gotten the video up yet, but those are like permanent in here for the rest of the year anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. So here's your quick overview, and we're going to jump straight into my Alex drawers. As you can see, I had a ton of things to test out this past month, and some of them are from this month's BoxyCharm, so I'm actually not sure how many products I'm going to pull out from my new makeup drawer, but we'll just have to see in a second. Okay, so here we are in my new makeup drawer, because as you can see, these products were bought or received in 2017, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then these are the products I received in January. As you can see, I filter them by when I got them. You can't see it, but on this side is stuff from after January and before the summertime, and then over there is what I've bought recently. So like August, September stuff is over there. I'm super behind on reviews, and I'm going to try and get better at that after my wedding. So for now, I have 1,000,001 lip products, and as well as cheek products to test out already this month. So I think I'm going to, what do I have in here? Let's pull in this eyeshadow. This is the NYX Prismatic Shadow in the shade Bedroom Eyes. It's kind of like a coppery neutral shade. Of course, they put like the clearance sticker right over top of the color. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is just a neutral. Oh, what else do I want? What is this? Sure, let's pull in this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. It's just a black eyeliner. I'm sure I can find time to test a freaking eyeliner this month. Okay, there we go. I think I've gotten a little better angle so you can see slightly deeper into these drawers. So last month I had pulled 3 palettes. I pulled the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, which I actually only used one time, and I want to keep this in. I pulled this Winky Lux Kitten palette to test out. I didn't use it a ton. I used it enough to know that this is not my favorite formula, but I actually like it. These kind of duochrome shades are really cool to play with, so I'm going to keep this palette, but it's going to go back in my drawer. And this is the Morphe Kathleen Lights collab palette, and I used this a ton and also had to repress this shadow because Wyatt literally dug it out with his finger. He pulled it out of my drawer without me noticing and like scooped the green out and played with it all over his arms and all over my floor. So that is what I could salvage, and that's of course the most interesting shade out of this entire thing. But I used it enough to put that back. There is a palette in here that I really want to pull out and get use of this fall, and that's the Naked Cosmetics Trio. These shades are just beautiful in the fall, so I'm going to pull that in. And one more palette. I'll pull in this Studio Makeup On The Go eyeshadow palette. It's really cool tone. This is really similar to the Pretty Vulgar palette I got in BoxyCharm this month. And I also pulled out the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette because I'm going to do my wedding makeup out of that. So if you notice that that's missing, that is why. It's already in my drawer. I'm getting married this weekend. That is bananas. Oh, and I just kind of breezed over the fact that I completely rearranged this drawer from the last time you may have seen it. I now have my palettes stored vertically because I ran out of room. I did not use any of my single eyeshadows that I pulled last time, so we're going to skip that. Here we are in base. Let's start with concealers. And this is, of course, excluding my Project Pan. So I had 3 concealers last month. This one was in my testing new makeup drawer. It has light to medium coverage. It's fine, but not my favorite, but I will keep it. And these are 2 of my favorite concealers ever, the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and the Maybelline Fit Me, but both of these are too dark for me now that I've lost my summer tan. Let's see, I just had that in recently. I'm going to pull in my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, as well as my Maybelline Fit Me in Fair. These are almost, both of them are almost gone. I really just want to try and use them up. For foundations, I had in the L'Oreal Pro Matte. Again, I'm going to keep this in and try and use it as much as possible. It needs to be thrown away soon. I also had the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I'm ready to put this back, as well as the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I used both of those quite a bit. I already pulled out my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation because this is what I'm using on my wedding day, so consider that pulled out. So I'm only going to pull one more foundation. And up next is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi in the shade N12. I think this will work out better for me in the cooler months, at least I'm hoping so. For primers, I had the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, as well as the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. I'm going to keep both of these in, but I'm also going to pull my Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizer Primer. I want to test this underneath the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and maybe I'll wear this on my wedding day, but this is my go-to primer concoction. So I believe this is what I'm going to use, but I want to test this out as well because it really does leave a beautiful finish on the skin. For powder, I had in the e.l.f. HD powder. I'm ready to put this back. I'm not going to use this on my wedding day because it does give major flashback. Same with the under eye setting powder. So I guess I'm going to pull in this Bare Minerals Duo. It has a matte side and a glowy side, and this isn't my favorite powder, but I do like it, and that is what I pulled in last time. Next up, we're up in my face palette drawer, as well as back here. You can't really see. Those are my creams and liquids. In terms of contour palette, I'm actually going to keep this in. I really do like the under eye setting shades in here, and the combination of these 2 contour shades works really well on my skin tone right now, so I'm going to use this on my wedding day. I actually didn't get a chance to use this liquid bronzer, so I'm going to keep this in this month. I pulled this in from one drawer up. I had it in with the rest of my single bronzers, but I really do think it should go in here with my face palettes. This is the Beauté Basics Bronze Essentials. I don't love this. I think I'm going to do a declutter series here coming up, so for now I'm going to put this back. I also had in the Smashbox Trio, the collaboration with Casey Holmes. This is in the shade Pearl. And I had the e.l.f. blush palette, in the shade Light. I think I'm actually going to keep this in. I only used it once or twice, and I want to at least use all of the shades. So therefore, I'm only going to pull one more thing. I'll pull in this Vintage by Jessica Libeskind highlight duo. These are the shades Rose Quartz and Chocolate Diamond. Next up, this is my blush, bronzer, and highlighter drawer. I had 2 blushes in last month. This is the Tarte blush in Party. I believe this is going to be my wedding blush. So I'm going to keep that in. We'll have a look and see if there's something else I might want to try. I keep doing my makeup over and over again in the style that I want, trying to choose the best colors for my skin tone. And this is the Pacifica blush in the shade Wild Rose. I did use this a few times. It's a really great autumnal color, but I definitely have other blushes that are autumnal too, and I need to make sure I get use of all of them. So this one's going to go back. I think I want a little bit of color on my cheeks on my wedding day. I don't want to go too nude. This is a really light natural pink with a slight luminosity to it, so I'm actually going to pull this in and give it a try. It was only the second one up, so it's not, you know, jumping the line too much. For bronzer, I had this Pure Mineral Glow bronzing powder. I absolutely love this. This looks super healthy on the skin. I like this a lot, but it is time for it to go back. Again, I need to start thinking about wedding day. I think I'm going to pull out my butter bronzer. This is just such a great neutral color. You really can't go wrong with this if you're similar to my skin tone, so I'm going to pull this one out. For highlight, I had in the Wet n Wild Precious Petals. This is a really intense highlighter, definitely not for every day and definitely not for a wedding day. And this is Becca Opal, which actually might be a contender for my wedding day. So again, I'm going to keep this in. I know I'm keeping a lot in, but it is what I've been like practicing with all month long, and I've really liked some of the colors. But the other contender for my wedding day is, of course, the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Powder. This is just so beautiful and can be built up. So I'm going to pull this one in. Alright, we're almost done, I promise. Because I was testing out so many lip products this month and I'm continuing to test them, I actually only used one of my like older bullet lipsticks. Older, like, you know, not a brand new one that I'm testing, and that was NYX Matte in Tea Rose. Not a favorite, but it's going to stay for now. And to replace that, I'm going to actually pull out ColourPop Taurus. This is a warm brown shade, perfect for fall. That made this drawer super easy. All right, here we are in lip gloss and liquid lipsticks. I had 3 lip glosses I used this past month, so I'll pull in 3 more. This is the L'Oreal 8 Hour Infallible Le Gloss in the shade Modern Mauve. This is a great fall looking color. And also the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie Gloss in the shade Trailblazer. This is just a warm shimmery nude that will layer nicely on some of my warm nudes that I pulled for fall. Oh yes, we're doing the cat thing. I completely forgot. I also have a gloss that I'm testing, so I think that's actually going to be it for that. I also had 3 liquid lipsticks that I used that were, you know, part of what I'm not testing. Oh, for Miami Fever, I just have to keep it in all fall. I think this is going to go bad soon. I've had it for almost 3 years, I think. So I'm going to get as much use out of it this fall as possible. But these 2 can go back. I had the Tarte Tartist lip paint in the shade Home Slice. It's kind of like a burnt peach, really beautiful. As well as the e.l.f. liquid matte in the shade Praline. These are so dry. But this is a really dark brownie kind of nude. I really did like that. I think we're almost through. Which covers are facing the wrong way? I think some of these must have gotten mixed up. This is the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Overheated. It is just a brownie nude, dark brown nude, so that will be nice. Oh, another e.l.f. one. They're so dry, but I really should use them if I'm going to keep them. This is the e.l.f. Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Blushing Rose. It is, like the name suggests, a like mauve-y rose type of shade. And I should go for something dark as well, hey? There's really not much left that's facing the other direction. Okay, these were the only 5 left that I haven't used, you know, recently. Which one do I want? I don't want to pull in the elf. I just pulled in one, so that will have to be next time. What do I have? Alyssa, Times Square, the Tarte one in, I believe this is Party, no, Birthday Suit, and the Adesse New York High Definition Liquid Lipstick in a mystery shade. Ew, this is all separated in there. I might have to whip that up again. Oh boy. Everything I have is nude for the most part. So let's pull in Alyssa, which is a little bit more pinky, just for some variety. And then these 4 will have to be up next. Maybe I'll pull this little container out as a reminder that I have to use these 4 next before using these ones another time. Just kidding, use these 5 another time. I forgot I kept Miami Fever. This is the very last drawer. Up front here are 2 sections of eyeliners. For black liners, I had in the L'Oreal Silkissime liner. I'll put that in, and I pulled the Urban Decay one already. I also have this Physicians Formula Eye Booster, but I'm going to keep this in because, again, wedding day is a common theme. Same with this Rimmel eyeliner. I prefer this one to the Pixie, and I want a nude in my waterline. This is the Smashbox Always Sharp in Penny Lane, and I did use this. I think next I'm going to pull in this Ardency in Modster Smooth Ride Supercharged eyeliner in a gold shade. I can't remember the last time I used that. For brows, I was testing out this e.l.f. clear brow gel, so I'm going to keep this in because I don't have another clear brow gel. I was using this e.l.f. eyebrow kit, as well as the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Brow Pencil, and that I'm ready to put back. I'm going to pull in my NYX Micro Brow Pencil, as well as this the Brow Gal little trio. I really like the shades in this. If I can open them with these dang nails, there we go. I like the shades in this, and I really like the formula. You can use it wet or dry. And way back there, you can't see, is eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to keep in what I already have, and mascara I only keep 2 open at a time. So that is everything out of my collection. So here we are back in my everyday makeup drawer. This is everything in there again, except for my Project Pan items, and my lip products are stored up top. That's why that bin is empty. I'll use that as I use it. I feel like this one wasn't too exciting because really I was just pulling neutral things for my wedding, but I mean, that's what I need out of my makeup collection this month. And why I was struggling so much with lip products is, as you can see, I have 8 lip formulas I'm testing, which means I'm going to use them more than once in order to do a review on them. So that's why I didn't use that many lip products this past month or pull lip products in this month. I have 5 liquid lipsticks to test, 2 bullet lipsticks, and a lip gloss. So there will be a review coming up on the Sephora Favorites set that I bought in the Sephora sale, and that's largely what that is. I need to force myself to use my single eyeshadows, which is part of the reason I started doing these everyday makeup drawers. And then here are my palettes. Like I said, I had already pulled in my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette because I am going to use this on my wedding day. It just has great neutral shades. I wanted to do something maybe a little more fun, but now that I am coming up to the day, I really just want to do something timeless that I won't potentially be embarrassed by when the trends change, such as a warm smoky eye, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this is what I have to work with for the month of October. You guys really seem to love my everyday makeup drawers, so if you want me to keep doing them, or maybe do them even more frequently, like maybe every 3 weeks instead of every 4 to 5, then definitely let me know in the comments down below. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!